tuning in to BP Ensembles. You have time to support a small business. I am your creator and host, BP Harris, and I'm sitting here with a very skilled culinary infuser. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name is Angel. I am the owner, creator, and culinary infuser of Infused by Angel.
Nice. So how did you get started with your business?
So Infused by Angel actually got started back in 2017. I actually had a partner. We were selling edibles together. Eventually, that partnership ended, and then I wound up getting in the kitchen on my own, learning how to make butter, learning how to make tincture, and then just kind of playing around in the kitchen. And actually didn't even start out as Infused by Angel. It actually started out as High Creations, which was just supposed to be like just good off the wall food that I made while I was high, and eventually it evolved so much more into what we have today, and that's the story.
So in what ways have you grown in your business? So I didn't even know that it was something else before. So how have you expanded?
So when we first started out, you hear about the basics, like, cereal bars, cookies, brownies, of course, that's an all-time favorite that's been around for a long time. So I kind of just wanted to try something different. It started with doing a Christmas party one year for some friends, and they were like, hey, can you make something infused? So I made a pan of Cajun garlic shrimp infused. And then it just kind of went from there because I was just kind of playing with all the things that I could do with butter. And then once I learned, I was like, okay, now I want to try candy. And you need a different texture when you're dealing with certain types of foods and things like that. So once I had the tincture down packed, I started doing candy. I dabbled in food a little bit more. We expanded to actually having a full-blown menu, everything from like a burger to a chicken Philly sandwich to a breakfast sandwich. And then I kind of got tired of cooking because I've been a one-man show for a long time. So I got tired of cooking by myself so much. And so I was like, okay, what else can I do? And my wings were a favorite. And so I started focusing more on the condiments and sauces. And so now I have like a line of like complimentary meal items, they just kind of complement, whatever you could possibly think of. We want chicken, I had ketchup at one point, so it can always complement a side or main dish. And the sauce line is constantly expanding. The juices change constantly with the season, so you just have to stay in tune, but there's always something different coming from me.
I didn't even know you could do all of that. Like an infused chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
That's like super creative. Like, how do you even do that? When I started seeing the other stuff like spaghetti, and I was like, wait, what? Like the desserts made sense to me.
Right.
But now like condiments and juices, like that's very crazy to me because I just never thought. I mean, I guess like how you have herbs, like like Greeks, how they have their herbs. Like it's the same thing, right? I guess.
In a sense, yeah. I mean, the same way you can, you can make olive oil. You can do a lot of different things like olive, almonds, almond oil, almond milk. You just have to know the science and the texture behind it and how to get the chemicals that you need from it.
Okay, so clearly you know it because I hear it all in your voice, how you explaining everything. Like you have the knowledge, which is very rare because I know myself, like just meeting people who are in that world is pretty basic. They can't explain, they can't elaborate or anything. So, I mean, you care to talk about like some of the like laws and everything? Because I feel like it's some people that are doing what you're doing, but they're steady bumping their heads. They're like, okay, why am I not getting further? They're clearly not being innovative like you. But you care to like enlighten people on the right way to conduct this kind of business?
The main thing is to stay up on the research as far as the legalities, the ins and outs of the laws. And because it's still so touch and go, especially in a state like Illinois, the cannabis industry is like, it's new for everybody. So Illinois is kind of following suit of other states like Colorado and California who have been doing this for a while now. Because I'm coming across issues with, banking, of course, because marijuana is not a federally regulated thing. It goes state by state. But unfortunately, banks are one of those institutions that also are federally regulated. So And they have people that they have to report to, and as a client of theirs, they also have to report that. So that's been one thing. Um, with Illinois growing so much, I'm kind of just keeping my ear out for where I can get my foot in the door. On the legal side, I considered even leaving Illinois just so that I can get the proper business expansion that I'm looking for. But I definitely plan to stay home based with this for as long as I can. I definitely want to expand nationally. But I definitely plan on making Chicago where I grow and, kind of put my roots down, which I've been doing over the past couple of years. So, I mean, it's been a growing process, but I would just say to anybody that's having any problems like legally, as long as your milligrams, I make sure that I don't sell to anybody that's under 21, following just those basic rules to keep you out of trouble. Follow it like you would do anything else, like how you would kind of treat alcohol.
That makes sense. Like, to do your research. I mean, that's what it is initially. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they start a business, start something new, they just get really eager, really excited, really passionate, and just want to go. So, I mean, but it's like, it sounds like you had a lot of trial and error, and though you may have bumped your head, you still learn the right way. Sometimes people just keep bumping their head till they get into some deep trouble, or they just quit altogether.
Yeah.
Which you didn't invest all your time, you didn't invest all your money just to throw your hands in the air and be like, skip it.
Right.
Like, you want this to go somewhere. So I think that's
it's all a learning process. You have to stay learning.
Yeah, man. Life you always a student, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, what challenges, just as an entrepreneur, not even the fact that you're in your industry, but just as a business owner, have you ran into that's really been like frustrating, caused like hiccups, or probably already like made you want to just be like, okay, I'm done with this?
Yeah. Oh my God, you talking about challenges as an entrepreneur. This is not my first hand at entrepreneurship. This is like the second or third time I want to say. Maintaining your personal relationships, trying to balance your 9 to 5, because you get those days where like you come home and you tired, you want your weekend to yourself. The sacrifices that you make on time. I've missed a few birthday parties sometimes. And it's not just about missing the fun, but sometimes those quality moments, with your friends and family too. Keeping your head up. Like, I remember my first pop-up shop, nobody that I knew showed up. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I cried, I boo-hooed and everything. And I was like, damn, ain't nobody supporting me. And it's like, like this is like my first big step. But I had to realize like where I'm trying to go, they say that the road to the top gets lonely, and this was my first dose of that. I was like, it's still something that I want to do. Just a couple weeks ago, my best friend had to push me through it. I was ready to say F it all. Like, she was like, no, you can't quit. Like, you helping us get our business off the ground. You can't quit now. Like, no. And then like, dealing with the pandemic of, keeping a full inventory sometimes, not just finding ingredients in stores, but waiting on packages from Amazon. That's kind of backed up some of my orders. It's always a challenge budgeting. And then, like I said, when I started out, I started out as a partnership. I lost a friend behind that. So and then sometimes, you want to collaborate with people, and things don't follow through. That doesn't mean that you stop, but it's definitely been quite challenging. It's been a test of my mental, my patience, my emotional state. I'm growing so much just trying to balance it all. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur. I still do my freelance work on the side as a contractor as well. So I just trying to balance it all and make sure that the business stays afloat until I get to where I need to be. That's a huge challenge in itself. It's really more of a test of your mental and how bad you really want it. That's the biggest challenge. Like, that's always the biggest challenge is, you have to stay resourceful. You have to keep an open mind on things. And again, like, the biggest challenge is dealing with yourself. When things don't go your way, when dealing with other people. I remember the day before my very first pop-up shop, my infusing machine went out the day before. And I'm like, no, it was 2 days before. So I had like a day to like kind of get everything together. And thank God they had like the best warranty ever. They were like, oh, okay, no problem. I was like, my business is highly dependent on your machine, and this is this is on the line right now. I got even in 2 days. They, oh my God, bless their heart, dude. And it was around the holiday season too. He overnighted it to me. I got it at like 10 o'clock the next day, and I got straight to work. So it's definitely, everything is a challenge, but it's really how you handle the punches and the obstacles that go along with it, because you're gonna have it. You have it in life, but you really have it when you're trying to like make something out of nothing. Like, this is just your idea that you think you're gonna be good at, that you think you're passionate about, and dealing with the obstacles and how you keep an open mind really shows you whether or not you really passionate about it, and if you really is this just a side hustle or you trying to make this a business. It will make or break you, but it's definitely worth it though.
Cut.
Dang.
Okay, we good. Full frame in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Man, have y'all ever just wanted to stomp so loud? Did y'all just hear what she said? Like, Jesus, I know every entrepreneur that see this, y'all, somebody shed a tear, somebody clapped their hands, somebody had a drink to what she just said. I know, because, it's so true. Like, a lot of times, especially in social media, they try to say, it's just so easy, be an entrepreneur and be rich and have freedom. No, sometimes the most painful thing,
comes with real sacrifice, but
yes, you just wake up and be like, why did I choose this life? Why?
I'm like, who the hell told me you want to be an entrepreneur?
Right. Can I just give up and just chase y'all higher? Just let me get a government job.
No.
Benefits, right? 9 to 5, right?
It ain't for you. It's not for you. If you done got this far, it's not for you.
Right, exactly, man. So with that, how have you been doing with the pandemic? I know you touched on that earlier, and a lot of what you just said, refocus everything. I'm pretty sure for yourself as an entrepreneur too, friends, family, business. So how have you been staying afloat, keeping everything productive, and just engaging and active during this entire COVID pandemic?
It hasn't been all bad. I would say that it's probably been the best thing for my business, because it's kind of made people look for new ways and new businesses to shop with. So for that aspect, it's been good. I will say my most challenging part is my inventory being stocked by Amazon. Honestly, because those first couple of months dealing with everything, and then with the riots, it didn't make it any better as far as getting shipments and stuff like that. But it hasn't been all bad. I have noticed I've had to be a little bit more resourceful, researching a little bit more, because things aren't open. So you kind of have to dig a little bit further. You can't just, go to the office and, go ask these questions and things like that. It's definitely made me do a lot more research. It's made me change my marketing. So it's kind of just made me grow and kind of open my mind to different ways to do everything, to network with different people. It's definitely been a test of me coming out of my comfort zone, now that the world is opening back up. So it's kind of, it's been bittersweet, I say that, but it's been more sweet. It's been a lot more sweet during this pandemic.
I hear that Amazon has been, it's been hard, but it's been hard. I feel you there. But, you still been going, as you've been talking. Yeah. So I think everybody is ready to see exactly what you have, what you do. So can we be nosy for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know you got a lot more. So this must be the exclusive stuff.
Something like that. So what I do have today is the hot sauce, the barbecue sauce, and the ranch. Now, unfortunately, I'm sold out of the honey jerk right now, yet again, but it will be restocked very soon. We have our all-time favorite, peach tea, peach pineapple coconut, and then this flavor here is white peach. And like I said, we always have new flavors coming out. So our next flavors being introduced is pineapple coconut and lemon berry.
Dang, that's a lot. So there's not any like particular way. It's just is it like when people just ask you about different flavors, or like how do you put? Because it just seems like a lot. Like how do you concoct or like know when to put out certain flavors or sauces and stuff?
So I kind of pay attention to what's trending in stores as far as seasonal flavors and stuff. You know how like Wendy's only has like a strawberry salad a certain time of the year. So I kind of pay attention to what's trending for the season.
Okay.
In December I had cranberry juice and eggnog, holiday flavors. So for spring we have pineapple, coconut, and lemon berry. Peach tea is just something people love year round. But as far as the juices and the candy, everything changes every couple of months. Depends on how it's selling. Actually, my oldest son is my biggest consultant. He helps me pick out all of my flavors and everything like that. He doesn't actually get involved with the infusion process, so to speak. But I definitely ask him, I just tell him to go get my notebook where I write down all of my business notes and like, hey, what new flavors do you think I should try? You want to try a new flavored wing sauce or something like that? And so he does his research, he does his due diligence, and he comes back to me with a list of ideas, and then we go from there. And then he just kind of throws them out at me, and I'm like, okay, can I work with this texture sauce? Can I work with these ingredients? And if it's a go, then I would definitely try it.
That's awesome. So I'm guessing like part of your business is building a legacy for your kids.
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that, like, what are your goals? Like, what's some things that you want? Summertime is coming up. So, what are some things that you're trying to get done this summer, or even 5, 10 years from now?
So for this summer, I'm going to relaunch the adult candy store, and that's where last year I had freeze pops. I was doing flaming hots with cheese, nachos, slushies, candy, of course, juices and wings and things like that. So this summer I'm gonna relaunch it. We're gonna do fluid fledged, all over again. Slushies this time. We're gonna be adding liquor to the menu. So if you want like a Hennessy slushy, you can have it both ways. You can have it one way or the other. Just because I know everybody doesn't indulge in marijuana, but everybody likes nice drinks though. So we'll be doing that. Ultimate goal long term is to everything's just a touch and go right now, but 5-10 years from now my stuff might be maybe on a shelf at Jewel's. But for right now, my ultimate goal is to get my stuff in the dispensaries and possibly liquor stores since everything is 21 and up there.
Okay.
And possibly do some partnerships with maybe a few restaurants and go from there.
Those are dope goals. Those are really dope ideas. You're the first person I ever heard, like in your industry, to want to do things like that, and that's great. That's the bigger picture. You want to get out of adult candy stores are cool. Everybody, like you said, like a nice drink.
Right.
It's a day off, vacation, relaxation, but you want something more. You want something bigger, especially you as a business owner. So I can't wait to see your stuff. I'll be like, oh, Infused My Angels, y'all. Throwback Thursday to this interview.
Right. I remember when we was all coming up.
Right. Exactly. So, like, what are some things that you would tell aspiring entrepreneurs? I mean, you have the knowledge, you have the skills, like you are very innovative in your business, and it's a lot of people. Like I said, they bump their heads, they don't know what to do, they just give up. So, what advice would you pass down to people who are trying to get in your industry?
I would say don't quit. Everybody's not going to always see your vision. I don't care how close they are to you. Sometimes you might even feel like, your friends don't support you. I would say, keep your head up, keep an open mind, research, pay attention to your competition, pay attention to what's going on around you, what's trending. That's how I found new ways to market, new people to network with. I figured out how to get business funding, and it might be a little bit harder just for this business in particular, but the knowledge that you learn for one business, you can always apply to the next. Definitely keep your head up. You're going to have those days when you want to quit. And just keep your 2020 vision about what you're trying to do. You will have to make sacrifices. It will be hard. You're going to have days when, your relationships. I've done it with your friends, your family, your significant other. You gonna go through it. I've been through it, just trying to keep my business afloat, and you'll realize that some of the people that, love you, people want to see you doing good, not better than them, and when people see like that drive and the passion that you have, sometimes it's either gonna inspire, or you might wind up losing somebody that you thought, would have been your biggest supporter. Those days are gonna be hard. It's always gonna stay hard, but you have to keep your head up. It's been so many times, like I said, earlier, that it was just a few weeks ago, like literally the same week we were, doing the first round. It was like, I was like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Why is this not going right? And those are times, the days that you kind of got to take a step back and not necessarily say you quit, but reevaluate what you're doing. Reevaluate how you're doing it. Sometimes we be so clear on how we've been doing things that's why we keep bumping our heads. You have to keep an open mind, and be patient with yourself too, because you're gonna grow a lot as you going through these ups and downs for your business. So always keep your head up, and support yourself. Pat yourself on the back. It gets greater later, but right now, like especially on them days when you ready to quit, take a step back. You might be frustrated, you might be ready to cry. You believe me, I've been there. Like, just take a step back, take a breather, take a day or two off, and and don't burn yourself out, because I got to a point where it's like I'm so into it every day that it's like I might just take a whole month off just because I mentally burnt myself out. Like, I don't even want to touch this no more. Don't burn yourself out. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a break too. Like, especially if you still balancing a 9 to 5 and you got a family, kids, sick family members, friends. All of that stuff can take a toll on you. You have to make sure that you take a step back. You have to be able to tell people no so you can recharge. You're going to get to a point where you're going to have to tell people no. Get comfortable saying no. Get comfortable knowing the value of your business and what you're trying to do. Don't shortchange yourself, I found myself, free samples are cool for like special events, but like just because, oh, this your friend, no. If no, baby, I'm trying to build something like a real business here. I can't keep taking shorts because I can't pay my bills with favors, and I love you. Sorry, but definitely keep your head up, keep going, and always, and I do mean always, always, always stay 100% yourself, no matter what you're doing. Whatever you're selling, whatever you're trying to do, when you're yourself, people are drawn to that. So be yourself. Make sure that you pat yourself on the back, you take care of yourself, and get comfortable with the sacrifices. Everything is going to come in its own time, but you have to be patient. As long as you're making progress, then you're okay. Like, everything not gonna happen overnight. Learning how to be patient with yourself and what you're doing is a process in itself. So that's what I have to say for the entrepreneurs out there.
That is phenomenal advice. Like, because you just literally described entrepreneurship to the T, especially at the beginning. Like, it takes years to stop having all those thoughts that you just mentioned. So, y'all need to rewind that, and listen to that again, because it's the truth. It is the truth. Any entrepreneur who's gonna tell you the back end of entrepreneurship, they're gonna say exactly what Angel just said. So definitely listen to that. That's phenomenal advice, and just keep going, like she said. Keep your head up, exactly how she said. But I know Angel got a lot more knowledge and stuff to give, and I know there's many of you who want to inquire. You want to inquire about her products. You want to inquire about how she became the business owner that she is today, because she is skilled, she is knowledgeable, and she is here ready for you all to indulge in it. So where can they find you?
So for the business, you can find me on Instagram at Infused by Angel. You can find me on Facebook at Infused by Angel. You can hit up the website, infusedbyangel.com. Myself personally, my Instagram is Angel Infused, as well as our YouTube channel, where I talk about a bunch of stuff, but the page is based off of entrepreneurship and talking about those struggles and the ups and downs that I go through and me just being myself. So you guys can find me on YouTube and Instagram at Angel Infused. Infused by Angel for all the infused products, drinks, sauces, and treats, and as well as infusedbyangel.com. Thank you.
Nice. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, because like I said, you all are witness watching this video of the knowledge, the skill set, and the amazing products she has. So make sure you get in tune with Angel. And if you missed any of her pages, you know where they can be found. On BP Ensemble, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all platforms BP Ensemble. Thank you so much for your time, for your knowledge. I didn't even know all of what you just taught me today, and just that insight of you as a person and how it brought you to the person you are today. I am so excited to see Infused by Angels everywhere, because I know it's going to happen. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. And as always, thank you all for watching.